r/ask Reddit. What are you exceptionally good at, but hate doing? Being on time. I only hate it because nobody I know does it. I'm always early, and I hate it, but I'm only early BC. I'm always paranoid I'm going to be late, so I'll leave really early. I'm the same way. I have horrible anxiety as soon as I realize I'm gonna be late. Listening to people's problems. Me too. For some reason people like to tell me every sad thing that has happened to them. From getting a stroke 10 years ago to finding their dead dog from a ditch after it ran away. In a way I don't mind listening. But I still don't know why these complete strangers want to tell me these things. OMG, it's not just me. I once had a woman I barely knew tell me all about her rape. It was horrible to hear. But she seemed to feel better after. But why me? Because of the vibe you throw out. It sounds hippy dippy, but we all have a vibe or energy we throw out. Some people throw out a really accepting and understanding vibe. Maybe you come off as compassionate and empathetic. Maybe you appear to give a damn and you're the only person they've encountered who appears to. If you are the type of person who just wants people to be loved and accepted for who they are and not give a damn about others, that is a trait that screams at people. Also, it might not be just you. That person could be telling everyone that and you just didn't see it. You could be number 100 in the line of people and you just wouldn't know. It might not be you. It might be that person. Odds are high you have something about you that appears like you'll listen and have compassion. Fixing computers. Please come to me if you need computer fix. We'll fix for cheap. Please. Can you come over and download the RAM for me? Boomer parents and in-laws. Make this a bi-monthly routine. Yep, Okada, my computer is doing THST thing again where you know it was one way, and then it was another way, but not really, but now it's super slow, won't connect to something. Meanwhile constantly having to remove extensions and malware from sketchy free streaming movies and porn sites. Data entry. I can type very fast and very accurately, but it's the most mindless task with zero creativity. Data entry is a gateway to the creative world of data analysis, full of such rich creative choices as should I use a stacked bar chart or a stacked percentage chart? Do I want to show this data by day or clustered by week? And what shade of gray is best for this data? That unironically sounds like something I'd enjoy. I actually like organizing things. Why yes, I am extremely boring. How could you tell? Since everyone's in quarantine, doing a couple data analysis courses would be a great way to spend it. Plus, once you've got an understanding of what you need to do and you've built up some SQL skills, there's tons of good jobs in the field. I am very good at handling children, which is ironic because I don't particularly like kids. Same. Kids enjoy my company, but I really not enjoy theirs. They're like cats, the less you like them, the more they like you. The ones who like children a bit too much are also the ones that kids really don't like. Being nice to customers. The amount of times I confuse my lines. A customer walks in and I walk up to them, smile, and politely ask, "Would you like a bag with that?" Completely confusion. Sorry, I meant to use my other line. Hi, how are you today? Public speaking. I am an introvert, and I do safety training for my company. Comprehension has gone up drastically, and I have done quite a few talks on how to use science to make safety fun in my industry. But after, I have to shut myself in a hole for at least 3 hours to get myself back to center. Because it is so exhausting to me, I have to sort of be a different person, and doing that is mentally draining. Yeah, it's weird. I'm one of those people who has trouble holding a normal conversation with somebody, apart from people that I know of course. But if I'm giving a public speech or presentation, suddenly everybody pays attention to me and seems to respect my insights a lot. I've made some friends and contacts solely because they've witnessed me giving a speech and been impressed by the performance. I just get more confident in talk with an I know what I'm talking about voice when I can actually talk about a specific topic with some authority. Then someone random comes up to me and asks, "So tell me about yourself," and I'm suddenly totally clueless on what they're after. So after presentations I always have this what just happened moment, even though I've done a lot of them. I'm a teacher and love teaching most of the time, but I'm generally quiet outside of class. On a busy day I might be talking 5 hours straight, which is just exhausting. When I come home my wife sometimes gets mad at me because I have nothing to say, but I feel like I have literally used up more than my capacity of spoken words for the day. Apparently, my job, my superiors and co-workers often comment how good I am. In the back of my head I am thinking, wow, imagine how good I would be if I was actually doing something I care about and was passionate about. I'm actually kind of lazy and don't really do as much as I could do. However, they seem to like what I'm doing, so I do enough to maintain that facade and get compensated fairly well for it. I have thought about quitting a few times, but I have sort of settled in because it's hard to find something else out there, and if I can get away with being lazy but somehow being thought of as good at my job, might as well milk it while I can. This is me. I don't hate my job. I just hate working. I've been working from home for the past 3 weeks. You guys know why. And my superiors commend me every chance they get about how professional I am and how hard I'm working these past weeks. How I'm closing the same amount of incidents in less time and with user reviews. I'm playing Animal Crossing most of the time. And Ray watching Avatar. Now Korra, as I've already finished with Aang. Me too. I'm super efficient at my job because we receive daily goals. I do my job in 3 or 4 hours. Slack the other 4 and pretend I just finished it like 20 minutes before my shift ends. Math. I don't know why I'm this good at it, but I hate it so much that's crazy. So you're good at math. Lem test. 2 plus 2. 36. Final answer. My answer was much lower. You must be really good at math. Cleaning. Until you're 15 minutes in and realize everything's dirty and you have to clean it now because you know you're not going to clean anything tomorrow. Literally every time I go to clean something, this will take 5 minutes. 2 hours later I've dismantled the room and I'm fixing something in the corner. Or it's been 2 hours. You've cleaned less than half of your room and you're sitting in the corner with a travel Nick pillow around you and are trying to get your old Nintendo DS to start. I'm exceptionally good at waking up. I've never not woken up. It's a curse. Really. Having to face every new day with the certainty that in all likelihood my challenges and failures will carry over and over again. Sleep is my mistress, and a horse is she. Night after night, she holds me, coddles me, uses me. When sunlight comes knocking on my door, as it must, she jumps awake and sends me off into the world through the back door. Silent, dreary and blubbering curses to the wind. It is my back door. She is my guest. And yet, every morning I find myself in my lonely nakedness, darting from cover to cover, searching for any sign of respite from the heat of day. Tonight I will go back into the arms of my familiar. I will let her hold me, coddle me, use me, for one more chance that when sunlight comes knocking she will keep holding me, coddling me, using me, forevermore. You got them good words. Do it more. Everything I have ever become exceptionally good at. As soon as I become proficient at something, the fun stops and it just becomes work. I pretty much only enjoy learning, but I don't get much enjoyment out of performing what I have already learned. For example, I had an amazingly fun time learning how to weld for over 10 years. There's a lot to learn in welding and you can make major improvements for many years. You can even go your whole career learning new things about welding, but eventually you reach a point where you have become proficient and you're only doing minor adjustments to perfect your craft. For me the joy is gone at that point, and with that goes my passion for it as well. Maybe start teaching. There can be a lot of joy and satisfaction in seeing others become good at things you are teaching them. I worked with a welding supervisor who basically was tasked of getting the skills up. He was very passionate talking about other people's welds and craftsmanship. Teaching is also a good way to improve your own knowledge. Knowing how to do something is one thing. Understanding how or why you do something and being able to clearly communicate that to others is a whole other skill. I'm the same way and I hate it. Like, why can't I just enjoy shit and not let it become work? It's so stupid. Even in video games like Poe, theory crafting, building, and completing a character is really fun. But once it's fully finished and I've played for a day or so, I just lose interest, or it feels like work when it should just be having fun on a video game. Instead of enjoying being good at something, whether it's professional or play, I'm always just looking for what's next to learn and moving on to the next thing. Luckily I'm not stupid with it, like investing money into a hobby I'm going to stop doing right after I get good at it and just waste money. Cooking. I'm an amazing cook, but I absolutely hate cooking. Cooking, that hobby you don't want anyone finding out you do, because then they just ask you to do it for them. And then you say no. And then they starve. Shrugs. Lawn work. I can do it all. Struggle to do a basic mow and trim on my own yard on time. Organization. At work everything is pristine. Any video game I play becomes disgustingly structured. The idea of organizing my bedroom makes me want to lie on the floor and cry. Other people's jobs. Because I work with a bunch of people that don't do their jobs. I know the feeling. Anything academic. I have zero work ethic but can do very well on tests, essay, etc. if I actually apply myself. I just don't. Oh yeah, I am currently, as I am writing this, having my distance class. About halfway done with the assignment and my teacher said deadline Tuesday, which led me here to commenting on Reddit instead of what I should be doing. Debugging. I can find the issue in other people's code faster than they can. I just hate doing it because it requires a lot of sticking shit to the wall and seeing why it won't stick. 64 errors in code. Oh, they forgot a bracket over there. EZPZ. 2560 errors in code. Duck my life. Listening. I'm fairly introvert, so my need for speaking is pretty low. So other people can vent to me and praise me for being a good listener, but it usually bores the hell out of me. Socializing at parties. Writing. I'm good at it because I put in the time and effort to do it correctly, not because I'm naturally skilled at it. The secret is in the editing, and re-editing ad nauseam. I am also exceptionally lazy, so doing the inherent work of putting pen to paper is excruciating. Drawing and painting. I have always been a pretty good artist ever since I was a young kid. When I got to college I realized I hated it and almost never do it anymore. Cleaning. I hate cleaning, and cleaning my own place is the worst. Feels like I have to drag myself to do the non-essentials some days. Cleaning, organizing for keepers, like pre-hoarders. My sister had this problem particularly bad, and every few years I'd totally redo her room and make it beautiful. Last time I did this, apparently she literally fell on the ground and started crying. My mom thought she was upset at first, but it was just extreme relief and clarity, having all her things laid out nicely and easily accessible, visible, without extra clutter. And I used rubber cement to stick black tissue paper against one of her walls. It's really easy to take down and does not damage. And honestly it looked really cool. It made the room feel way bigger. But I'm a keeper and I cannot keep my office clean organized for shit. This'll get buried, but I have a 1 in a million singing voice for light opera and comic musicals. I'm a huge fan of classical and opera, especially late romantic, early modern, but I ducking hate most musicals. But hey, if society collapses and you need someone to do Pirates of Penzance over the campfire for the kids, I guess I'll indulge. Drawing. Been drawing as long as I can remember, but now I just get stressed when I draw. Since grade school to now, everyone and their mother asks me to draw them something in return for absolutely nothing. Got to the point it's the only way I felt noticed in school or around my peers. It's very minuscule, I know, and I'm humbled to an extent that people could see my art and physically want it. But it makes me only draw for myself at the end of the day because of it. Even when I started to do it for money, people just want to skip out on the pay or cut you short. BC, it didn't take long enough to warrant that price. I just lost the passion and fun of drawing after years of dealing with very rude people who do not think artists deserve money for their time. I find myself enjoying it here and there when I am bored or making something for myself, friends. Aside from that, I sadly don't think I could handle a career with it. I am good with animals and kids, but the weird looks made me hate children, and animals started to annoy me like a year back. Adult male being good with kids equals parents assuming you are pedo or some craziness. I've found it best in life to ignore all children unless they are my close friends, and even then I am never in a room alone with a child. Just best to cover my own butt. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.